How's your day going so far? Lots of press to do today?
Yeah, kind of a lot, but good. Just, good conversations.
Glad to hear that. You are a favorite in this household.
Ah,
The wife and I love Carmen, the nicest character on Cobra Kai, I would say by far, the one character you kind of root for that never lies once, would you say?
right. Yeah, doesn't lie. I mean, the only one she loses her cool with is Johnny, but that's deserved. So, so it's fine.
And people who follow you on Instagram see some great photos of you and William Zapka. Before I ask about that, does anyone on the set ever call him Billy, or is Billy dead and he's William always?
No, it's more Billy actually.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
So he's like a Debbie Gibson becoming a Deborah Gibson, but back to Debbie Gibson.
If you'd like to see it that way, sure. I was a big Debbie Gibson fan when I was younger.
Exactly. I'm dialing in from Long Island. I know you're originally from Jersey. Where in Jersey are you from?
I grew up in Lodi, New Jersey.
Oh
It's
yeah, you
northern.
and Glenn Danzig both.
Who?
Glenn Danzig, he was a punk metal singer from the band The Misfits.
Yes. I always say to people, I'm like, it's where the Misfits are from when people don't know.
There you go. Well, that confirmed that one. But it's great to see you in season 3. That's great work you did. You really got to shine and show some more depth to the character. Is the script that we see, or rather the performance we see in Cobra Kai, an exact match of the script, or is there every improv added in?
Thank you first. And yeah, it's mostly sticks to the script. Um, there is a little wiggle room with improv. Some improv makes it on there. Uh, but not too much.
Got it.
Yeah.
When you got the script for the first time, and we were watching it, of course, when it was a Google series, you have to have that OG kind of badge. Did you know the show was that good? I know at first you're like, as an actor, it's a job, it's steady work. But did you know it was that good when you first read it?
When I first read it, no, honestly, I didn't. I didn't. I think at the end of season one, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be really good." When we did the tournament scene at the end of season one, because that was mostly when a lot of the cast was together in one room, and then also the stunt people were just like flipping in the air and doing all this crazy stuff, and it was all kind of coming together in my mind, at least. And I was like, "Oh, this is going to be good." And then you're not really sure until you see it, and then once I saw it, I was like, that's great. The tone is so spot on, and I think hard to recreate, and they managed to do it, and it's good.
So I've interviewed Gianni before, who plays Dimitri on the show. And one thing I was trying to figure out is it's such a big cast, but because you go, well, here are the teens in that dojo, here are the teens in that dojo. There's the LaRusso stuff, there's the Johnny stuff that's at your apartment. So I couldn't figure out if everyone actually has met each other and knows each other, or it's kind of like they're filming 3 separate units.
Well, yeah, it is pretty separate, but we do get to know each other as actors behind the scenes. But even though we don't have a lot of scenes together, like I've never had any scenes with Crease's character, but I've
Oh,
met Marty, of course, and so that's nice. Of course, it's like, filming happens so quickly that sometimes time is limited. So you get to kind of know, or yeah, know more of the actor via like social media, just like anybody else. And Gianni, oh my God, he's very sweet. And I like adore his character. He always makes me laugh.
you just
So
said something that blew my mind. You actually haven't had one scene with Crease.
yeah.
I think that leads some room to season 4 and season 5 about possibilities right there. Do the writers know that, or did you just think about that right now, the second?
I just thought about it right now this second. I have not seen any season 4 scripts, so I have no idea where they're going to take my character. But my gosh, I think if there's one character that, Carmen could really not like, it would be Crease.
Of course, he
Yeah.
is so unlikable. Yet when you hear an interview with Martin, I'm not going to call him Marty because just like when I interviewed Billy William, I'm not going to break the formality and all that. But He is so accomplished and methodical with his acting, and he's just so good at the villain kind of role. Is there a lot of Carmen in you as an everyday person?
I think so. I can definitely identify with many of the circumstances. And I always like, me personally, I feel like it's an homage to my mother. You know, I'm first generation Colombian American. So my mother was basically the immigrant to this country, raising a family with, with my dad, of course, but I got to learn a lot from my mother in that sense of how to raise a family, how to be dedicated, and still with a lot of heart. And also the neighborly aspect. My mother was always very friendly with neighbors, and we remain very good friends with a family we grew up next to. So I learned that from my mother, which I think is kind of like a dying art almost,
Sure.
that neighborly aspect, that community aspect that has come to life, in a really beautiful way, written into it for Johnny, because say we have like Daniel's family, but we don't really have like Johnny's family, it's more fragmented. So that community around where he lives is basically his family.
And when people got hired to the show, there's the whole thing that seems like everybody got. You got the call from Ralph. Hey, you're on the show. Did you get that infamous call from Ralph?
I didn't.
What? Okay. Next
Ralph
topic.
invited me.
Well, I'm curious about this because you find out more and more this is the case that when somebody gets cast and they're going to be cast along a sibling or somebody's playing a kid or something like that, they have like a vibe kind of coffee date. Did you and Sholo have anything like that?
We didn't, but I feel like it's kind of funny. Like when I saw Shola, I was like, oh yeah, we do kind of look similar in a weird way. So I was like, that works. But Shola is just, I don't know if you've interviewed him yet, but he's so lovable. And she's just always telling the funniest stories on set and making me laugh. He's really lovely.
I was surprised to see what a fashionista is. The male fashionista fashionisto. I don't know,
Yeah, I don't know, right?
but he's so fashion oriented, and that's not in the Miguel character at all. Was he like that on set as well, or is it just now that he's doing media he dresses up?
Um, More on set, I mean, geez, it's so quick and everybody's working. So it's almost like we all come to set like in the morning, like blah, like exhausted and so there's yeah, it's just more like get the job done on set. But afterwards, and like, we saw each other for a promo thing. It's like you can dress up and you have more fun, which is nice. It's nice seeing different aspects of each other.
He seems to have a lot of earrings, that's for sure. But
Mhm.
Cobra Kai aside, I mean, hey, one acclaimed cool series is enough for most people. Are there any other projects or causes or things that you're working on at the moment that you can talk about?
Yeah, another show that I have a few episodes on, Bonding on Netflix, tells kind of a humorous tale of a dominatrix in New York City. And we got to film that right before shutdown in New York last year, so January 2020. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I really like the character that I played in that season two, which is going to come out in January 27th. Um, I really like that character. And also we shot it in pre-pandemic New York, so I think that's going to be nice to see. Previous to that, I did an episode of Western with Dolly Parton's anthology series, which is also on Netflix. And that was so much fun. Oh my
Right.
God. Horseback riding lessons, gun training. I mean, Dolly Parton, I
Yeah.
couldn't, that was just like such a blessing. Um, and as for causes, I'm just kind of formulating that myself, but I really am concerned about plastics in the ocean, following what kind of efforts are being done there. And just, with this past year being so intense and so full, I'm just like looking for a way to just for us to just treat each other better, you know, for us to do right by each other. it's like we can't take these things into the future. We know that. So
Sure.
how do we deal with that now, once and for all?
And you just named 3 different Netflix projects, and of course, you did have a role in Masters of None. So
I
I think you might have the record for most Netflix series
mean,
appearances
I've been bopping around. Yeah.
in the best of ways. So 2 quick questions, and then you're free for me. The first one is, when you're not thinking about those causes and you're not working, where does your free time usually go? Any surprising hobbies? Are you a yodeler? Do you do polka?
I
Anything weird?
wish I was a yodeler. Honestly, it's quite a talent. I was just watching Jewel like yesterday on
Oh,
Instagram.
yeah.
The other day. I was like, oh. Um, I do sing, and every morning I do vocal warm-ups. There's just something that settles me about it. I picked it up during pandemic, just something to do for myself that brings me joy. Um, I love to hike. Recently moved to LA, so that's a big thing here, but
Yeah.
I'm totally soaking it all up. And I paint and I draw. So
Wow.
yeah, so any chance that I get to do that, I'm kind of searching for new ways to paint and draw here because in New York, I had a plethora of things to draw, people passing by. I love people watching. Here, you don't get too much people watching, so I'm searching.
I'm glad that you're fulfilled in many regards. It's wonderful. And the closer, Vanessa, any last words for the kids?
The kids who watch the show or the kids in the show?
I'd say the kids who watch the show, and we know that there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I just hope you guys are enjoying it. And please know it's television. In real karate, you wear protective gear.
And geese, and
And
you know,
please,
not
and
just
move beyond white belt.
exactly. Well, whether or not we see you doing martial arts in the coming episodes, I don't know. But thank you so much for your time. Just keep up the great work you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Best
Have
to
a great
you.
rest of the day.
You too. Bye.
Paltrocast.